The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Dubby's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. Dubby's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit w.gg.com/discount/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. Dubby Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. It is the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton, hanging out with you here on this TIP VIP Friday. I got my dude, Augustine Pimentel, hanging out with me here so far today. I know I got a lot of messages. I apologize, everyone. I know I didn't do a show.
Welcome to this brand new show, everybody.
I didn't do a show. I apologize, but I had to spend this week. I was scheduled early for work, so a lot of this week was that, and then VA appointments. So it was just one thing after another. And I don't know how you feel about this,
Mike. I wish I had that, that Joker mask. You need me.
I need a lot of things,
especially at the VA.
Especially time. I think time is the number one thing that I need. But like I go through the VA, and they do this weird thing where like they just send you like, hey, you have an appointment, but they don't tell you what your appointment is, right? And I'm looking through the email. I'm like, okay, well, they give me the location, but they don't tell me what the appointment is.
So that surprise colon exam really is not a good thing.
Oh, it's my favorite. I mean, wait a minute. But like, so I show up. I go over to the VA. I'm doing like my thing. It's a 7:45 on Monday morning appointment. I got to take the boys to school for like first day of school. So it's taking the kids to school, jump in the car, make it down to this appointment. And I wound up having to like reschedule the appointment because it was for labs. And it's one of the few days in my life that I've eaten breakfast before I've done anything else. And I was like, God bless it, man. Like I could have just easily, if I didn't eat that Pop-Tart, I would have been all right.
Damn 3 million sugar rush.
Dude, you talk about, and it wasn't like just a Pop-Tart. I went ham on those Pop-Tarts, man.
I hate those kind of labs where they tell you, yeah, you can't eat nothing from 6 o'clock yesterday to when we get your labs. And that's when you get the most hungry. When they tell you not to do something, that's when you crave it the most. It's like you're driving, and it's like you have the Homer Simpson, Whataburger.
Everything,
Dodo.
everything looks amazing.
Yeah, even my own home cooking would look amazing at those times, which is stretching it a little bit. But hey, Tip,
I'm a great cook. I'm a great cook.
I haven't had your cooking, so I will ask Destiny when we see you in one of those lives. See us guys. We're natural at barbecuing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe going out and doing the meat slinger will be. Did I do that all right?
Slinging that meat, baby.
Slinging that meat, baby. Maybe that's what you're good at, but I can see something you're not good at. Salad. That's because I'm not good at that one either. And it just we guys are meant
Me
to.
as someone who's great at tossing a salad.
Ah. Well, here's my question: Do you have a tosser, or do you toss them like with the little?
Oh man! Out of all the things that you've said on this show, for you not to get that one,
I got it. I'm trying to get away from it.
you walked right into it, though, my guy.
Oh yeah, I walked and I was like a diver. I put on the mask and everything went head in first.
Spelunking into it.
I splunked right into it. But hey, there's something that I think everybody that's tuning in wants to listen, and you haven't done a show because you've been busy like crazy.
Yeah.
And I know VA appointments is one thing, but something a lot of people may not know that you do is the music, the I'm doing the because you have a lot of hats in the new organization you're working for, and being behind the scenes gives you an entirely new perspective on this. I sound like Brandon Cohen. Could you talk about what's going on behind the scenes?
I want to shout out my dude Bistrilla who just tuned in right now. Yeah, man. So this this week, and I guess the last couple of weeks, I started a new job with Mountain Star Sports Group, which is here in El Paso.
I got a question. I got a question before. Do they pay you more than minimum wage at other places?
Much more. I'm actually getting my value, which is a strange thing for me to say. 915 Takeover Show said, do a flip. I wish I could. There's no way in hell my big ass is doing it. Like, I can't even do like a front roll. I don't even know what it's called. I just call it a front roll. What is a somersault? I can't even do that shit, man. I ain't hurting myself trying to do that. But
right.
This new position with the El Paso Chihuahuas Mountain Star Sports Group, the El Paso Locomotive, it's basically me trying to fix and quality control all of the audio issues that the stadium has been having. So we've got in like brand new equipment, installing all that stuff, doing the computer routing and all the things that we need to do because we're trying to move away from having cables to making
110-degree heat, by the way.
Yeah, to making everything kind of wireless and working along with it that way. So it's more for the fan experience to make it better. It's for the in stadium stuff that's going on, and it's also for the TV broadcasts that are out there as well to make sure that those things are as perfect as they possibly can be. So there's it doesn't sound like a lot, but once you get into it, like everything you hear in a stadium, basically that comes through me.
So and that's all the crap we hear in there is yours?
Everything that you hear outside of the stadium, like you're watching on the broadcast, that comes from me. So and we're trying to get it done because I think that's been one of the issues with El Paso is the broadcast. Like whenever you watch a lot of the game broadcasts, they're not that great. Like especially the audio volume, it kind of sounds like people are talking like this half the time, right? Like it doesn't sound great. And that's what we're trying to do is say, look, we're the 20th largest city in this country. We have great sports that are going on for the most part. And we've got, we've got to be better. They can be better. You're right, Augustine. They can be better.
Just a tad.
It's a slightly bit better. But my dude Bistrilla, I'm glad to see you, my guy. I know you had a couple of shows this week. How's your week been? As a Detroit Lions fan, how's your week been?
I mean, it's been all right for me personally. The Lions got a whole thing they got to do, so I'm not worried about them either way. I I mean, yeah, basically. I'm worried more about the rest of the NFL than I'm worried about my Lions. So,
what makes you worried about the rest of the NFL?
well, you got your team.
Hey, wait a minute.
That's having issues signing Micah Parsons, which is a bunch of straight Jerry Jones. I don't know what the hell his problem is, but he got to go somewhere and sit down to an old folks home somewhere. And then we got Cleveland with their 5 quarterbacks now. Shador Sanders is starting today, so that should be good. And he ain't got no choice because Gabriel and Pickett are out, but and Flacco's not going to play any preseason games. So I don't know. It's weird. The NFL is just weird right now.
I was going through a thing on TikTok the other day, and it was talking to Joe Flacco about the teams that he beat in order to make it to the Super Bowl that he won against the 49ers. Like the quarterbacks he beat. He beat Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Colin Kaepernick. You talk about lightning, like a lightning bolt striking you in the ass of just good luck. Like, man, because without that, Joe Flacco's not remembered at all. I don't think. Like, I think because of that run, he's had the long career that he's had.
Well, yeah, he played some excellent football in that playoff run. I mean, some damn good football. That dude was pinpoint. And the group of quarterbacks that you mentioned, I mean, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, please, those are Hall of Famers automatically. And you just beat 2 of them.
And Andrew Luck was like, before retiring early, Andrew Luck was on that trajectory of being a Hall of Fame quarterback too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I think Andrew Luck, is it because of concussions, if I remember correctly, why he retired?
I think it was back, isn't it?
I thought it was the back and like the shoulder or something like that. Like there was some, like he had a weird injury.
Yeah, I think it turned into some type of I think it was like a disease that got into his or it was a disease that was in a spinal cord or something like that made him. They found it when they were doing back examinations, and that's what made him quit football.
The Cricket Commission saying that Joe Flacco had 11 touchdowns and 1 interception in that playoff.
Now, is that one of the greatest playoff runs? And would you compare that? I know it's a different sport, to Dirk Nowitzki's playoff run in 2011, where he beat the Blazers, the Lakers. The final was against the Heat, and
I think they beat the Spurs in there too.
The conference final was against the Thunder.
I have to look it up. But I'm looking it up right now. Like, it's not hard to say that could be one of, like, Joe Flacco's playoff run could be one of the best playoff runs of all time. Like, normally you'd have something off the top of your head where you can say this quarterback's playoff run was magical. They did this and that. I can't think of anything. Like, a part of me wants to say Patrick Mahomes' first Super Bowl, but I think it's just because, like, no one expected that out of Patrick Mahomes.
You're a Mahomes.
I love me Mahomes. You already know I love me some Mahomes.
You're the. I was going to say Taylor Swift, but no, that's for Jason Kelce. But yeah, some of the runs that were made by some of these quarterbacks, like Flacco. Who was the quarterback for Baltimore before? I forget his name. Trent Dilfer, I think.
Yeah.
That was another run that I was thinking of too, but like I've got to try to remember who.
No, I don't even put him in that. Nope. 0. Nope. Don't do it.
And that's just the Ravens defense. Like Trent Dilfer did jack shit.
Yeah. He did nothing until the Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl, they destroyed the Giants, and that was partially because of defense too. But Dilfer did step up and play a really good Super Bowl. But it was Dilfer.
Well, if you think about it, it was that 2000 Super Bowl run, which at the end of the day, the Ravens did finish 12-4, I think, and I won the AFC Championship game was against the Raiders, which had Rich Gannon at QB, which he was having a great season, and they just locked him in. 16-3 was the final score on that. But Dilfer's, and I remember that because I was just watching the TV. It was like an 85-yard touchdown pass to Shannon Sharp, which is still, I think, that one play is still the longest play in AFC Championship history. So, I mean, you say, Trent Dilfer, but he had a run there that was maybe it was just a year run or two, but still, he beat some good teams. Yes, he did. He did have a great defense, granted, but we're always claiming on this very show that it's a team sport, that you might have the best defense ever, but if you don't have an offense which can score sometimes, they will not be able to do anything anyway. So I think instead of taking away the credit from Trent, we should give it to him. One season, one magical season. Hey, that equaled a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess, but still, it's that defense, right? Like you talk about that team, no one's going to remember. I think we remember that Trent Dilfer was the quarterback because we're sports nerds, right? You ask a casual fan, they'll go through Steve McNair, they'll give out a whole bunch of names before they get to Trent Dilfer being the quarterback of the Ravens at that time. It was Ray Lewis, it was Ed, that defense they had, arguably the best defense in the history of the NFL. That's what got them their championship. And like Strilla said, okay, so he showed up in the Super Bowl. He had a couple of passes. He did what he needed to do. That defense is what held it down, man. I want to say, didn't they shut out the Raiders? Or
no, it was 16-3.
Oh, they got 3 points?
They got a whole field goal.
A whole field goal. A whole field goal.
But for example, I just pulled it up, but in the AFC divisional round, they beat the Titans 24-10. And the Titans had the best record at 13-3, and the league's top defense by yards allowed. So, and then in the Super Bowl, they just had Kerry Collins' number. Kerry Collins couldn't run, couldn't pass, couldn't do anything.
I'm trying to look up who the Giants beat, because I know their run in 07 was super improbable as well, right? Because I know they beat the Cowboys, and that's the year the Cowboys were 13-3 or something like that. So they beat the Cowboys. I want to say they beat the Packers, but I don't know what version of the Packers is. So if this was
Aaron Rodgers. Was that Aaron Rodgers? Yeah, it was Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's real young Aaron Rodgers, right before he starts becoming MVP Rodgers. And then obviously Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I can't remember who they beat in the wild card round, though, because that's what I remember about the Giants.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They beat the Buccaneers 24-14 with Jeff Garcia as the quarterback for the Buccaneers.
But this is what I was going to say. Whenever you look at that team, right? Whenever you look at that Giants team, that became the first wild card team that had to go on the road and win all their games on the road in order to win a Super Bowl. So that, to me, that's one of those improbable runs. You talk about the Joe Flacco run, the same thing with Eli Manning, right? Eli Manning, outside the 2 years that he won the Super Bowl, didn't do jack shit.
Now I've got a question for you, Tip. Romo threw that interception in the end zone at the end of the game. And I'm sorry bringing this up, Cowboy fans. Don't slit your wrists, please. Do not slit your wrists. But he was under pressure. He, to this day, I think Dallas was put in most probably impossible positions almost a lot of times to win. What I'm really getting at is that was that year the most likely year for them to win it because they had such an amazing record that year. I think they were 12-4, something like that, and they were the number one seed. I do remember that because
I still think the best season for the Dallas Cowboys to have had the potential to win the Super Bowl is 2014. The Dez Bryant catch thing, that really ruined it for him, because that was the one year that it felt like the Cowboys put it all together. Because if you look at Romo's career, they never had like a stout running game until they had DeMarco Murray come in. They never had like a. I mean, you can make that. They had Julius Jones. They had Marion Barber.
No,
Like,
I'm just like, you remember that was the infamous playoff run where Dez caught it, blah blah blah. But it's also the infamous playoff run where they picked up a flag that was an obvious pass for interference against the Lions. So they should have lost that game. That took all the air out of the Lions when that happened. Staff was the year. You fucking kidding me?
That was the year where
effing kidding me.
But was that the Rams and the Lions, something like that?
No, that was the
Lions and the Cowboys.
That was the Lions and the Cowboys. They went to play the Cowboys, and they were kicking their ass too. The Lions were kicking their ass in that game. They went up like 21-0 or 21-7 or something like that in that game. And the Cowboys did a good job coming back, but it was that one damn play when they were driving down the field, and Dallas was not doing anything to stop them at the time. Stafford was just engineering drive after drive on their ass. And then the Ebron got pass interference, and they picked up the flag. It's like, oh, Jerry must have called down there and said, you know what? We ain't having that, bro.
Tommy's letting you have it.
We didn't blow a lead. Yeah, we blew a lead. But you cheated, so that's okay. We'll take one for the other. You can talk all that you want about the Lions, but y'all cheated. Well, the referees cheated for the Dallas Cowboys in that game, so whatever.
Who won the Super Bowl in 2014? Was that wasn't Denver, was it?
No. Hell no. That was who went to it? It was Green Bay. Was it Green Bay and Pittsburgh that year?
No, not in 2014. It was New England and
Seahawks won it. The Seahawks in 2014.
Oh, that was the one with I want to pass the ball instead of run it.
Yep.
No, that was the Seahawks completely destroying the Broncos.
Oh, the Broncos.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it right here. And this is what I was going to say, right? Like it was almost like the karma season. That's what this season felt like because 2014 Super Bowl champion was the New England Patriots defeating the Seattle Seahawks 28-24. With the Tom Brady pass, right? So this is what happened. The Cowboys win that game because of the flag that happened with the Lions, right? Dez Bryant goes to Green Bay. They have that, Dez Bryant doesn't catch it. Then whenever Green Bay goes into the NFC Championship game against the Seattle Seahawks, that onside kick that hits Buddy in the face mask, that Seattle recovers and then goes to the Super Bowl, and then Seattle, instead of handing the ball off to Marshawn Lynch at the 1-yard line, tries to pass the ball. Malcolm Butler makes his name. You talk about karma coming back. Like none of you teams, it was like the Final Destination season. Yeah. That's what that feels like, man.
Well, I thought you were talking about the Super Bowl in 2014. That's a year before when Seattle beat the Broncos by.
That was senseless. They won that game. They won that game in like the first quarter.
Yeah, that was ugly. And then you're completely right. It was the infamous passing on the.
It was a flag, Tommy. Stop being a hater on that. It was a flag. The dude face guarded the hell out of his ass and then pushed him. He grabbed him by the back of his jersey before he even did anything else. So no, that was a flag, bro.
I was about to say, I think this is the statute of limitations has gone far enough. We're 11 years now removed from this season. I think we could say it was a pass interference, just like the Rams with the New Orleans Saints. That egregious pass interference that wasn't called. Yeah. At least it wasn't on that level.
Yeah, the refs had money on that game.
No, that's true. Dez did caught it.
No, he did not catch it. It was not a catch. He lost control when it hit the ground.
He made 3 moves. That's what you need for it to be a catch.
No, he didn't make a move. He
didn't hit the ground. That was a PI, Tommy. Sorry, buddy. You ain't gonna not convince me it was no PI. And they missed two holding calls against Sue because Sue had dead to rights of Tony Romo back there, and he got held and threw down. One time he got thrown down. The other time. They didn't even call him. He was just getting held so bad on that drive that you guys won the game.
It's not that he was being held so bad. It's that he ran into that brick wall known as Tyron Smith at the time, and he just couldn't get by him.
No, and good because I hate Ndamukong Suh.
You can say that. Ndamukong Suh was a force.
Ndamukong Suh
You want to
was.
get through there.
He was a
He
force
gets
of
through
being
there.
a dirty player, man. And Ndamukong Suh was a dirty.
No, he was not a dirty player.
Yes, he was. All
He's
his
a
history.
throwback player. He was a throwback.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like if Ndamukong Suh was on your favorite team, he would have been your favorite player because you love that kind of stuff, dude. Like, and that's what I was gonna say too. I think the Lions never got the benefit
Stop
of the
being
doubt.
a wimp, Augustine.
I feel like the Lions didn't get the benefit of the doubt with this stuff because that was the season that Ndamukong Suh was like stepping on people, right? Like that's the season he did that to Aaron Rodgers.
I think that was the second year of his existence in the NFL. I think that's when they did. I think they went to the playoffs. They didn't win that game, but it was. I mean, those kind of things. Yeah, that was pretty messed up. But at the same time, he's had a long, legitimate career. And let me tell you something. Tom Brady says, "I don't want that boy hitting me."
Yeah, nobody wanted to face up against.
He was a strong guy. He was a strong guy.
Was he
get penalties.
Come on, man.
He was not a dirty player, man.
He was disgustingly dirty.
No more dirty than anybody else on the Patriots. Shush.
No, we just knew how to cheat right.
Cheating is the same thing.
Yeah, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. We all know that.
If you ain't cheating, if you ain't trying, come on.
And we can say this.
Like other NFL teams don't cheat. I mean, come on. The 90s Cowboys cheated all the time.
Wow. Whoa.
They were all high on drugs. They couldn't feel anything on the,
No, anyway, all of them. That was just Irvin. That was nobody.
There was copious amounts of cocaine being snorted in that locker room. But other than that, they weren't those weren't. I wouldn't say that's performance enhancing either. I think that's a little that might be the opposite end. Imagine what Michael Irvin's career would have been without cocaine.
It was, every time I hear the Cowboys in the 90s, I think Scarface from Al Pacino's Scarface. Come on. No.
That was their theme song. That was their theme song in the 90s.
There's
Eric Clapton, cocaine. Deanie.
There's cheating, there's dirty, and then there's cowboy cheating, which is
and there's every one of those things is to win the game, right?
And then there's Patriot,
right.
And then there's Patriots.
And there's Patriot cheating. Yeah.
Where we record you, we would see what you're doing. We would
deflate your balls.
Deflate the balls, Yeah.
Turn off.
It was almost into that segue too, and I was trying to get there.
I was almost.
I looked at the clock and said, "Damn it!" But that's just the tip of the iceberg.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just a Tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
It's time for Just the Tip.
Just the Tip is brought to you by our friends over at www.myhappynuts.com. Guys, on Wednesday, the El Paso Chihuahuas had a day game. It was 105 degrees outside, and there was one person. Everyone else is in the shade. There was one person, you can tell he's a season ticket holder. This is my seat. God damn it, I'm going to stay in this seat no matter what. And he was baking in that 105-degree temperature with the sun just hitting him down the entire time, and he was fresh and clean. You want to know why? Because he was using www.myhappynuts.com. He had the whole body deodorant. He had the My Comfort cream, so he could stay out there in the sun, baking like a steak on a grill, just there to watch a baseball game. Why? Because www.myhappynuts.com is the only way for you to get through the hottest days of summer. It's August. Summer's almost coming to an end, but it's still swampy everywhere that you are because you're a disgusting fat fuck just like I am. Go out there and get yourself.
Hey, stop talking about me like that.
MyHappyNuts.com.
That's all three of us, brother. No sticky nuts. We don't want sticky nuts.
No, not at all. You don't want to be doing the stanky leg. You got to be able to just walk perfectly.
You got
no wonder Augustine loves the Patriots. He's deflating balls too.
That's what she said.
She said that to you? That's a weird thing for her to say to you.
I
Right.
know. Very mean of her.
Well,
Damn her.
But I mean, going back at the genesis of this whole conversation, I think, everybody at that level can all of a sudden turn on for 5 games, 6 games, and if you turn on like that during the playoffs, more credit to you. And if you only win one championship, be it Trent Dilfer, be it other quarterbacks, be it Joe Namath, that were, I have no idea why Joe Namath is in the Hall of Fame. It's just, you got your Super Bowl. Nobody can take that away from you. And that Trent Dilfer, those games, he made some really good throws, and everybody was surprised, and everybody was this and that, but nobody can take Trent Dilfer saying, "I'm a Super Bowl winning quarterback." That's it.
yeah, I mean, I guess that's one way of looking at it, right? Like, no one's going to be like, oh, you're whatever. Like you've got a ring. That's awesome. You got your ring. Congratulations, right? But that's also being like, okay, well, I'm the backup punter for the Dallas Cowboys, and I won 3 rings as well. You know what I mean? Like,
Or John Sally.
yeah, there you go.
I want to collect rings.
Yeah. God, who else was on that Bulls team? Robert Parrish was on one of those like 1996 Bulls teams, going out there just adding rings to his legacy, right? Like, come on, man. Like, you just because you're there doesn't mean you were there. Like, and I get it. You're right. Like any team can get hot. Any player can get hot, right? Like Jeremy Lin did in whatever year Linsanity happened, and then somehow made a 10-year NBA career with that, just because he had one awesome week. You know what I mean? I'm looking at it right now. I want to see who was inducted with Joe Namath, because it had to have been a very weak class for the Hall of Fame for a dude who has more interceptions than touchdowns to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Well, what year was that? Like
1985.
Let me see.
5. I mean, that was the year that the Chicago Bears won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, and they completely clobbered my Patriots.
Patriots, yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what? I take it back. This was apparently a great year for Hall of Famers.
Who was
yeah,
that?
I'm seeing those names and I'm going, holy no! Pete Rozelle, Roger Staubach, O.J. Simpson, and I don't know who Frank Gatsky is.
Frank Gatsky had to be an offensive line. That's an offensive lineman name. Like 1950s offensive lineman. He was 5'10", 185 pounds. But
hey, he was us.
I remember doing a thing like
play for the Cleveland Browns. He was a center. There you go.
A center in the 40s and 50s dynasty.
That's an offensive
for Cleveland. Yeah.
I remember doing this, like doing the research on this to try to see, how people have gotten bigger over time. And the undefeated Miami Dolphins offensive line was an average.
Actually, he's got. I'm sorry. Frank Gunnar Gatsky was traded to the Detroit Lions in '57. The last time they won a championship.
Oh,
he was on the Browns. So he won 8 championships. Then he got traded to the Lions to win his 9th championship.
Wait, the Lions won a championship?
They won 4 of them. Stop being funny.
What alternate universe is this?
This is not an alternate universe. It's called real life. Something New England doesn't know about all the time.
The Dallas Cowboys have to go back and watch VHS of their Super Bowls. The Lions have to go back and watch like the reels of their
right.
But all that matters is you got them, right? Like you got a history of winning. Like it's been a while, but it was there. Like the Lions were the 50s Lions were a really good team, right?
Yeah, them in Cleveland. Actually, it's hilarious because both them and Cleveland for like 4 or 5 years were running the NFL. So I mean, they were trading off championships. One team would win one, and then the Lions would win one. But they usually always used to meet in the championships.
How many teams in the NFL were around there?
think
Two?
about no. Ah,
There's probably like
Not
8 or
thir-
10 at
not-
that team.
34. It was like about 10. Yeah, about 10 or 12.
It should be
Somewhere
about.
around there.
That's
But hey.
I love that. Like I always talk shit about everyone's team and stuff, but I always have a soft spot for like the Lions, for the Browns, because I want to see their fan base be happy, like genuinely happy. The only fan base that I want to see die sad are like the Washington Commanders. Like you could die as sad as physically possible. I do not
Or
care
everybody
about-
in the NFC East.
Yeah. Like it might have something to do with that. But like I want to see other teams that have had like these long sustained periods of not getting the success that, you know, I feel every team should get every now and then. I want to see them win a championship, man. Like your Lions, I want to see them win a championship. The Browns, I want to see them get there. Like I feel like every fan base should at least experience what it's like to be at the highest pinnacle. You know what I mean?
So
What about Buffalo? So let me give you a scenario. It may never happen, but I'll give you a scenario. If Buffalo and Detroit were to be in a Super Bowl, who would you cheer for? Because I like Buffalo too.
Buffalo.
I would cheer
they're
for
in your
Detroit
division,
because
of course.
Buffalo's been to multiple Super Bowls, right? Like this will be Detroit's first ever Super Bowl. I would be cheering for them.
I have a soft spot for the Bills because I saw them, you know, lose four times, and I was rooting for them to actually win one of those at least because I thought Jim Kelly and that offense was just amazing, throwing it to Don Beebe and I forgot the running back's name, but he was
Thurman
a great
Thomas.
Yeah, Thurman Thomas, yeah, and I thought that was a great team. I thought that first Super Bowl, you know, that
Should have won
poor
that one.
poor Scott Norwood. I think it was Scott Norwood that
Mhm.
missed it. You know, he's remembered for just missing it, where he had a stellar career. You know, but yeah, if it was the Lions and the Bills, I would honestly root for the Bills. I just when you go at something
The
4
AFC.
years in a row,
AFC East love. That's what that is.
when you go 4 years in a row and out of the four, three of them you get slapped silly, that's really bad. And I got to
They went. Did they go to it like 4 straight years? Was it 4 straight years they went to the Super Bowl? So they got beat by Dallas what, twice?
Yeah, they got beat by Dallas twice, Washington, and then New York. Yeah.
New York was first.
Washington was second, then the two
Second,
straight
and then
Dallas.
for Dallas. Yeah.
And that first one to Dallas, I think it was like 52, 53
they beat
to
the crap
17,
out of
right?
them.
Like they beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
I think they nearly did that the second time too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Tip, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So did you like when Boston came from 3 games down, excuse me, to beat your beloved New York Yankees?
In the middle of it, I absolutely hated it. But like again, once you remove like the fandom of it and you see them break an 84-year curse, like that was cool, right? Like I know I made the jokes back in 2015 at the Cubs' expense of like I want them to die sad too. But like it's awesome seeing the same thing with like the White Sox. I think the Tigers too. Didn't the Tigers go a long time without winning a championship? And they won.
They
like,
had one. They won in the one I remember. Well, I can't say I remember because I wasn't even born. But 68 is when they won a World Series. Then it was 84, and then they got in the World Series in 2000. I want to say 6. 2006.
Yeah, that was like Verlander's first year, right?
Yeah, 2006. Yeah, that was a stacked team too. You look, and actually, if you look, because they went again, I think 12 or 13, might have been 14. I'm not sure. One of those years, they had Verlander, Scherzer, and who was the other guy that they had that was a really good pitcher? And they had that. They had a good reliever. They had Miguel Cabrera. They had a whole bunch of good players on that team, and to not win a World Series with that lineup, that was for that particular team. Then I was like, man, who the hell?
You're talking about 2012 when they lost it to the Giants, right?
I think they got swept by the Giants. I think.
Yep. And real quick on that 1984 Giants team, they beat the Padres, and they had one heck of a they had Kirk Gibson on there in their ranks. I mean, and everybody remembers Kirk Gibson from his one homer, but everybody forgets that Kirk Gibson had a stellar career. Also, the Tigers started that '84 season with a 35-5 record, and they really never looked back on it. So, I mean, that season it was one of those great seasons in MLB, but the MLB is one of those sports that you can be great one year and then the following year you can just drop off the wagon and be completely the other way, and that's the beauty about baseball. And Mike knows that I'm not a baseball fan, but the unpredictability of baseball is what gives it its real thing, because you might have the Dodgers with these great players, but all of a sudden those bats might go cold, and that's the fun of it.
Having solid teams. I mean, you gotta look at it though. I mean, it's not always unpredictable. I mean, you do have the Yankees. The Yankees have strung along a lot of great seasons, and they've had a lot of great consistent players, and you can almost pencil them in any season as a World Series contender. I mean, even this season, even if they're not playing that good, they still have a shot to make the playoffs. And when you have a shot to make the playoffs, anything can happen in the playoffs. So,
and I think that's the thing, right? Like, I think every sport has a level of unpredictability to it. I think in baseball, though, there's so much history there that whenever you could say you're the first team that did anything in the history of baseball, or the first player, or the first anything, you're doing something amazing, right? Like, you've got to have done something, because we're talking about a league that goes all the way back to 1869, right? Like we're talking about almost 200 years now of Major League Baseball. But I'm just not one of those, like, I know I should hate, right? Like that, because that's what fans do. Like, you're super fanatical about your team. But like, even in 2017, whenever I was working at ESPN and the Eagles win the Super Bowl, I wanted to see my friends that were Eagles fans happy, man. Like, I remember being in that.
You didn't. Don't lie like this to us.
No, I 100% did. Like, I remember being in the control room because we were going to do the post game stuff for the Super Bowl, and I'm surrounded by my Pat Costello, who I do Bob, Jim, and Pat Get Drunk on the Internet. He's in there. Mike Iornaga's in there, and then my guy Cliff was in there as well. All three of them, Philadelphia Eagles fans. And you see as that clock is ticking down, they're just watching the TV. Big eyes, like trying to fight back tears, because they're getting to watch their team win the Super Bowl for the first time. Now, after that, I don't give a fuck if your team ever wins again, right? But you got to see that one. That's an amazing thing to witness, man. Like, it's awesome to see fans of teams who haven't won, who have had long periods of time. Like, it's awesome to see them win.
Tommy, tell us how you really feel, Tom.
I love that from Tommy, though.
Although I give Tommy credit, he hates that team. It's like me in Chicago. I hate every freaking Chicago team in Chicago. I hate the city. I hate their fans. Sorry, I'm never going to be one of those sports celebrities on ESPN. Analyst is going to be like, because they're going to like, man, you hate the city too damn much. You can't be on this. I mean, I do give positive feedback, but I don't care. I hope they never win. Any of them teams ever win any more championships, to tell you the truth. The only team I have affinity for is the Cubs. That's it. Everybody else in Chicago.
Well, even with that,
my ass.
But like, again, now that the Cubs have won their championship, I hope they go another 116 years without winning a championship. Like, come on now, like get it out of the way, do that, but then like let's go back and make history all over. Like, I'd be happy if the Red Sox had 84 years of not winning a championship and my Yankees get another 27 championships. I'd be really happy with that. But I would like outside of the moment, like, again, there's something about seeing a fan base win the first championship or the first championship in an extended period of time that is awesome to see, man. Like it really is. And like, as a Cowboys fan, I feel like we're starting to get to that level, right? Like, it's been 30 years. 30 years of just the chatter in the background. Your team is constantly letting everyone down, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, one day they might win a championship. I'm not saying it might be in my lifetime. It might be in my kids' lifetime. But it would be awesome for my kids to see their team win a championship for the first time.
So the only reason I know that the Cubs didn't win for a long time because I'm not a Cub fan or anything is because of that movie Rookie of the Year. That's when I got to
It's a
investigate.
movie.
Hey, that's what the Cubs need. They need a 12-year-old to get an accident and pitch at 155 miles per hour for them to even have a sniff at a World Series.
I was thinking about this yesterday, or I guess the day before yesterday, where I remember like you had a flame throwing pitcher in like the 90s and early 2000s. If this dude was hitting like 96, 97, there was a dude for the Oklahoma City Comets who was throwing 101 miles an hour with zero effort at all. And then a good AAA baseball player throwing 101 miles an hour. Then he like dialed it back a little bit and went down to 97 miles an hour, as though, that's not a hard thing to do. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, man, every single team in Major League Baseball now has multiple dudes that can hit over 100 miles an hour. It feels insane to say that, man, because you saw one like Randy Johnson hitting 99 on that fastball was like, oh, my God, Randy Johnson's a flamethrower. Then you bring in a Aroldis Chapman throwing 106.
Yeah, I mean, 106. I mean, oh my goodness. And like I said, to make baseball more exciting, they should have aluminum bats.
Dude, I think 106 on that aluminum bat would just break that bat in half.
Well, with a regular baseball,
Yeah.
you throw a rubber ball at it, it might be a different story.
I'd rather see the Yankees and Spurs win 10 more championships and see the Eagles win one more.
Well, I got news for Tommy. Tommy,
I'm
the Eagles are going to repeat. Simple. The Eagles are going to repeat.
I'm going to save this for later on in the year. We'll see how well that ages.
The Eagles are going to repeat.
And Tommy, I'm with you. I'd rather see the Yankees and Spurs win 10 more championships too.
At least the Spurs. Not so much the Yankees.
Well, the Spurs aren't going to win them in the next 5 years until Wemby
What are you talking about?
They need support. Wemby needs support. He's got no support.
Clearly hasn't been paying attention to what the Spurs have been doing.
What did they do? Please fill me in.
Their draft, their free agents this year, the Spurs are doing really, really well, man. Like, I don't think they're winning a championship this year, but to say that you don't think they'll do it in 5 years, like the window for the Spurs is just now opening, my guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's looking like this still,
That's much better than a lot of teams.
Right.
There's some teams out there that got boards on their windows.
Better than the Lakers.
And that's why I say, like, I don't think the Spurs are going to win a championship this year, but they'll make the playoffs. They'll make some noise. You cannot teach 7'5". He's got to be 7'7". Like, he hit a growth spurt. Like, it's crazy looking at that guy, but like you can't teach that, and you cannot teach the skill that he has, like the ability to dribble the ball, shoot, post up, do all that stuff. Victor Wembanyama puts on like another 15 pounds of muscle. He's going to be unstoppable.
Mm-hmm. They got a good team built in there. So.
Yeah, and I mean, you have back-to-back Rookie of the Years. You're probably going to have another guy that's going to be in the conversation for Rookie of the Year, and Dylan Harper. Like they've done really well, man. They're building this team back up. They're going to be, again, the window's opening, and as long as Wemby can be Wemby and like stay healthy, they'll be okay. And even without him, I still think they're like a borderline playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Victor Wembanyama is going to be the star of stars for the next. And Tip, correct me if I'm wrong. There's something going on with his heart or something like that, right? Which they completely eliminated, right?
He had a blood clot in his shoulder, and that has since like dissipated. So he's back. He's cleared. He's going to be able to play. It's not the same issue that like Chris Bosh had. And I know a lot of people, whenever you hear blood clots, you automatically think Chris Bosh and how that ended his career. Chris Bosh's blood clots were in his lungs. Victor Wembanyama's was in his shoulder. I know there was another player, Damian Lillard, had a blood clot in his shoulder. He was able to come back and have a pretty decent run in it as well prior to tearing his Achilles. but like I think he'll be okay. And if you look at Wembanyama, he takes care of himself. Like he really does. He eats, sleeps, breathes basketball. That's all he cares about. And I don't know if you've ever seen him do like his stretching routine or anything like that. It's wild to watch a dude that big be as flexible as he is.
It's wild to see somebody that big stretch that much.
Yeah.
Does he eat avocado ice cream?
I'm sure he does. Like he's a weird, like this off season, he spent it in China learning like with Buddhist monks on like how to just center yourself and like do all these things, and then learned like different martial arts so that he can apply it to his flexibility on the basketball court.
I got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar going against Bruce Lee in my game. Whenever you see Wembanyama,
yeah, but 6 inches taller.
Yeah. And by the way, but speaking of the Spurs, I think the vets of that team, like Barnes and Barnes, should have a big say because he's now considered the vet of the team. I think that's going to be big. Veteran leadership is
well,
and
he's a multiple-time champion. Like, so
yeah.
like, and that's why I said like I think they have a good balance. Like you got some veteran leadership there, along with like the younger players. Like now we look at it. This is Victor Wembanyama's 3rd year in the NBA. It's going to be like that's always what they say. Get to like these next years. Get beyond your rookie season. And we're going to start seeing, like, it's crazy to think he's not even 22 years old yet. He has yet to get anywhere near his prime, but he's still 7'5" and an amazing athlete. Like we see what he does on the basketball court, like blocking Giannis Antetokounmpo as Antetokounmpo is going in to just dunk on him and grabbing the ball as though it's nothing. Like it should be illegal to have a Victor Wembanyama on your team. And I'm saying this as someone that has Victor Wembanyama on my team.
Well, and Antetokounmpo is a wuss, man. I mean, I can't stand him. I really can't stand him.
You're like the only person I've ever heard say something negative about Giannis.
I mean, when you're crying on camera, I mean,
God, come on.
No, I mean,
that's passion, dude. You care.
No, that's not passion. That's being a wuss. Passion would be saying, I'm going to go into the gym and practice more in order to get better.
Just coming from the guy talking about people not playing hard football. Well, that's dirty. That's not
no, Sue was a dirty player. Sue was,
he was a player.
And he knows he was a dirty player. His interviews, he would go,
I'll tell you what, Sue will go into the Hall of Fame. I bet you
should.
Dirty Hall of Fame.
No, dirty Hall of Fame.
Okay, so I'll ask you this. Would you rather have Ndamukong Suh step on you, or would you rather have Christian Wilkins check your oil?
Which would be more painful or embarrassing, Basically.
Yeah.
Or kiss you.
Yeah, or kiss you on your forehead.
Right. Ever so lightly.
Ever so lightly, yeah.
So endearing.
Oh.
This show is endearing now.
It always is. It's an amazing time. I've missed it. Like to be on like this week, I have missed it.
Every time I hear that with Christian Wilkins kissing a teammate in the forehead, I think of Best Man. You ever seen that movie, The Best Man? And the Ty Diggs, and Ty, whatever his name is, the short fella that acts. He kisses the girl on the forehead. It's always an act of endearment. That's what they say. It's endearment, really intimate.
I don't want to look at your search history now, B. No, that's.
It can't be any worse than your search history. I know that.
I know that's right. Inflating balls and stuff.
What's the best way to deflate my balls?
Mm-hmm.
Go to
what's up with these defensive tackles? What's up with these defensive tackles doing this stuff? Like, and that's the thing. Like, I get you want to play mind games with people, Putting 3 fingers in somebody's ass ain't playing mind games with anybody, man.
That's the other side. That's the other side of the mind.
So yeah, right, and that's the other thing. So if you think Sue is dirty, Christian Wilkins, what is he? A porn star? I don't understand this whole situation.
He's Augustine's favorite player now.
Right. Like I said, I hate to see your search history. Anyway,
my search history is very
Augustine's looking for checking oil.
tame.
3 fingers and ass. I don't know.
How to
One ass
change
and 3
oil.
fingers.
How to change the oil with only 3 fingers.
Wow, this show went right off the rails. But anyway,
I mean, when doesn't it?
Sounds like a cowboy
it's like a
broadcast.
butt game. Stop, you stupid.
This show should be replace your Sunday show tip. Just so you know.
Yeah, a dipstick check. Yep, that's what it is.
I've never heard of a dipstick check. So
I have a really bad joke. Should I say it, Tip?
I mean, I've already said the F word on this show. So.
All right. How do you know you're at a gay barbecue?
Oh God. You've already said this joke on the show before.
I did. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's a great joke. And B probably didn't hear it.
No.
Hot dogs.
You might as well say it. We're all on teetered on the edge there.
Hot dogs taste like crap.
Doom.
And we just got canceled.
Yeah. That's Augustine's favorite barbecue, just so you know.
That's his barbecue joke. No wonder you're not invited to him. But anyway.
Hey, that's where I met Tommy.
Oh,
I think that says more about you than it does him.
Tommy was the host.
Oh, okay.
It was down at El Segundo.
Jesus
Tommy.
Christ.
Don't Tommy under the bus now. See.
Oh, yeah. Well, Augustine, I hope you enjoy your barbecue. B, thank you so much for being a part of the show. We'll see you all next week, everybody.